All right, so I had a dream last night, and I just went to bed. Spirit, can I listen to my music. Spirit, can show me anything I need to see right now that you think I should see. And got a dream, and in this dream, I was just watching. So let me preface this by saying, I don't know what election this was, or is it a future election that's about to happen? Maybe it's the recall thing of Newsom. Maybe it's some other thing coming up, the next midterms. Whatever it is, or it was the 2020 election. I don't know. It was just a dream. So since it's a dream, my disclaimer is that it's a freaking dream, which means it doesn't count. It's not like I'm telling you something for sure because it's a freaking dream. So having said that, being that many of my dreams have become quite prophetic, which is kind of cool when I really think about it. I've never had this kind of thing happen to me ever. It started last year, and it's ramped up this year. I'm looking at my dream book going, oh my God, look at all this shit that I've written. Holy shit. It's a lot. But I don't come out here and tell you, oh, I had another dream last night, no. So, and by the way, 2 days ago I had a dream that I'm not even going to discuss about a matter where Spirit saved my ass on something. I asked specifically, what do I need to know about this? And they told me the answer, and they saved my ass on something. It was freaking cool. Not like dangerous, but something else. So, basically so I don't make a mistake in something, that could catch me off guard or whatever. So it was really interesting. And they showed me clear as day. I knew exactly what the interpretation was. Got it. Thanks, Spirit. Won't do that. Done. Thank you. So cool. So this dream, I'm watching people with little handheld devices, little electronic devices that look from because I wasn't real close to them, but I was close enough to see it looks like they're holding something the size of a modern day cell phone. And in this dream, I'm watching them, and I realize a vote is taking place, and not everybody had these handheld things, but there were definitely several people in this one building, and specifically the building where voting was taking place. So in other words, if it was a big national voting of something, again, whether it was a presidential election or something else, this was one precinct. I was only looking at one precinct, so I already knew this is happening in other places too, but for all intents and purposes of your dream right now, you're here in this one precinct watching this. And I'm watching several people, which could have been a dozen or 8, 9, 10, 12 people, which is, whatever. And they have these devices, which again I thought could have been a cell phone, but maybe not. It was just small enough that it was that size, and I couldn't get close enough to really see. And I saw them live manipulating the votes of this place, whatever was happening, and I don't know what kind of vote was happening at this place. But they were with their little devices, pressing buttons and constantly modifying the vote, changing the vote or adding votes, just each person could just sit here and do this and quickly make changes, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so different votes, 8, 9, quick. So you got 8, 9, 10, 12 people doing this, and you could do 1 or 2 changes a second. That's a lot of vote changes for someone to sit there for an hour or two, and there's 8, 9, 10, 12 of these people there, all rapidly messing with their device or phone or whatever it was in this dream. And I knew, because I'm having the dream, that, oh my God, they're rigging the vote. They're changing this election, whatever this is. And I didn't get to see what the election was. Was it last year? I have no idea. Was it something new? No idea. Again, it's just a dream of some kind of election happening somewhere. And that's what I saw. So I'm going to leave this video by saying, is it possible, because we saw Mike Lindell's stuff, right, the cyber symposium, and by the way, if anything like that, I didn't watch the whole thing live. I only watched the key parts people put online, oh my God, the smoking gun stuff, So if this has been mentioned in any of that, let me know. But I don't know if it has or hasn't. I did read one thing, and I saw it. And then the article was done, and I read the article too. And they talked about these flip phones that were given out last election to poll workers at many of the questionable sites that are being brought up, where votes seem to do weird things. And the flip phones had Wi-Fi built into them, according to the article. And I'm not going to say anything else other than that. But they were given to these people. Why do they need a special cell phone? Why do they need a special cell phone? You would bring your own cell phone. If you're a worker, why are you being given a specific cell phone? And the company was Alcatel or whatever, China company, which makes TCL, which makes TVs, which might be spying on all of us for all we know, because it's all Chinese parts. And the Chinese cell company, those were the brand of phones that were given. So what they did with those phones, I can't say, because I don't know. I just read an article about it and saw the video of the guy giving his testimony of what was discovered. So they never said people were using those phones to rig the election. I never saw that. So I'm not saying that. But in my dream, I saw them using some phone, some digital looking phone thing, or just a device even. Maybe it's not a phone. Maybe it was Wi-Fi, again, in my dream. Maybe it was Wi-Fi connected to the computer stations, voting stations, and they were logged right into each of these damn things, changing the votes live on their device. Again, in my dream. Got to be clear. So I've not heard that to date of any election where people were standing around with an electronic device in their hand in the same freaking room changing votes ever. I've never heard that. So what I was going to go with this is I'm leaving this video saying it would be really, really interesting if all of a sudden that becomes news. Like, oh, look what else we just discovered. And me over here got it in a dream. Now the other day I had a dream. I'll just leave this just for fun. And we have these chandelier, lights or whatever. And they're the screw-on little bulbs. They look like a flame. Little tiny lights, like everybody has in those kind of things. And they're these are LED that I have, but they're still glass. So I have this dream that one of them falls on the ground and shatters. And little Ian's walking right by there, and I'm like, oh, don't step on the glass, and he doesn't. No, he doesn't get hurt. He walks right by it. And I'm like, oh, gotta go clean it up. That's it for the dream. Now, we have a problem in my household where people can't help themselves knocking glasses, drinking glasses typically. And even we have little small ones too. Almost like little shot glasses that sometimes the kids like to just, especially Ashley, she's fill it up, 2 sips. Just because it's like a shape of a boot or something, it's kind of cool, whatever. So those sometimes are up there and they've been knocked over. And when they hit, we have in our kitchen we have this brick, red brick. It's weird how they did this house in that particular area, but I mean it's kind of cool to see it, but dealing with it sucks. Anything that falls is shattering. So we have a lot of glasses have knocked off the damn shelf, the kitchen counter or whatever. So I pretty much started throwing glasses away because I had enough of it. We've stepped on it. We've sliced our feet. I've had enough. So we have very, very little glass left. And now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, odds are that we're probably going to be okay here. Well, maybe one will break every great once in a while and there'll be nothing left here shortly. So we haven't had a broken glass in a long time. All right. I had this dream very recently, just days ago, really, like maybe a week ago at best. And I come home and I see this little tiny shard of glass and I go, ooh, I saw it sparkling. I said, hey, Ashley, did we break glass? Anyone break glass recently? No. No one? Nope. So I'm thinking, well, this must have been one from a long time ago that just we'd missed, I'm like, okay. And I thought, is that what Spirit showed me? This one little shard? I'm like, I'm not feeling like it. No. I think they're letting me know, get ready, it's going to happen again. So yesterday, I think it was yesterday. Friday or yesterday. I think it was yesterday. No, I think it was Friday. I'm sitting at the table. We're all out there in the living room and the kitchen area. My wife was doing something with dishes, putting them away. Boom, crash. I go, boom, there it is. I called it. I got it. What are you talking about? I had a dream, man. I had a dream that we were going to shatter some glass, except my dream, it was one of these little candlelight things. I go, but nonetheless, I knew when they showed it to me what it meant. And I said, I wrote in my dream book, we're probably going to break some glass on the counter or whatever, again, however I worded that. And that's exactly what happened. And there are a couple of them were standing three of them were right there next to it when it hit the ground. Nobody got hurt. No one got shards of glass in their foot. Just like the dream, little Ian walked by. No injury, no nothing. I was like, oh, thank God. Ian was outside the living room. We have a gate up, so he was not even close. But three other people were. My wife and two of my kids were right there. The splash damage could have hit them basically, and it didn't. It cleaned it up, and it was a decent mess too, by the way, of glass. Vacuumed it up, swept it up, vacuumed, and then it's history. So they gave me that. And again, you have to sit here and go, wait, when that happens, it's silly and whatever. Oh, great, you got a dream of a piece of glass breaking, and it happened a few days later. Okay, yeah. How the hell can something like that really be seen in the future? And Spirit sees it and knows it. Oh, this is going to happen. We're going to give him this dream to let him know it's coming. How could they know that in a week or 5 days or whatever it was that went by, that was going to happen and no one was going to get injured? No one's going to step on it. It's not going to slice anyone's foot. And we're all walking around barefoot pretty much a lot of the time in our house. Take our shoes off, whatever. I mean, it's just incredible. And then it happened. I just have to sit here, mind blown. And all these other dreams they've given me. And again, with the Taiwan thing and all this stuff, I saw what I felt like in the dream. I felt like this was a Navy ship of some kind that was being attacked. And I was on board when it happened. I don't remember what the outside of the ship looked like because I was on the inside. But then I did see scenes of planes and things bombing this ship. Like old school World War, II or I kind of thing where ships are coming by, dropping torpedoes or whatever, or planes are coming by. It was that scene. But again, Spirit doesn't have to show you modern technology to get the point across to you. They'll show you something to make you work for it, usually to some extent, to where you go, oh, I know what they mean. Just like the thing they saved me on a few days ago. Oh, I won't do that. Thanks, Spirit. You just saved my ass, potentially. It was not what I needed. Exactly. It wasn't exactly like, oh, here's the scene. It was a very different scene, yet I knew what they meant. Okay, got it. Loud and clear. Got it, Spirit. Thanks, man. Which is just freaking incredible. So having said that, take care.